Welcome to Shima's practice room. It's day 10, and believe it or not, it's the end of this practice series of Sakura. Right, here is Andrew, the composer of this Sakura. Hi. There's a video that there was a day 10, a day before the performance.
Yeah.
I ditched.
Yeah, why was that? We had the same issue with one of these rhythms.
Yeah, I think we are sort of fed up with it.
Yeah, not for public viewing.
Not for public viewing. Yeah. Yes, how did you feel about reliving this making of this new creation of yours?
It's interesting to hear the solo practices, which I didn't hear at first. So
that's
the various extra stages
behind the scenes, how many times I repeatedly practiced to get through that 2 bars.
Thank you for the extra minutes, extra hours on the 2 bars.
On the 2 bars, yes.
Yeah. But it was always going to be challenging.
So you're not intending to make something challenging, to give me the challenge?
No. You just think musically what would be good here, and then you also think, would the player manage to play it? But of course it would be challenging and tricky, but you know, the musical impulse comes first, I think.
So when you are composing that particular passage, you had an exact vision in your head how it would sound.
Certainly the musical effect, and there were 2 places that happened, and one was coordinated much more deliberately, and the other one was left uncoordinated, and they have similar effects but not the same. I knew the second time round had to feel more an energetic release, so it had to be written differently. So I had to coordinate it, but I didn't want us to do the same thing. So it was a bit of a conundrum, a bit of a paradox, and I think compositionally, actually, I am pleased it is possible to do. I mean, I could have rewritten it, but I thought it was good to push ahead and I think I will revise for the actual start of it to be easier.
Would it alter the vision that you initially had?
It won't alter the sound. It's something to do with how I write it and how the conductor conducts it.
I technically got all these notes in my system, but the things that it was so hard to get it to is just like you say, the lead up doesn't lock in.
That's right, it didn't lock in, and I thought initially we could do it by feeling it, you know, instinctive.
If we can read each other's mind. The solution I had in the end was so once I know the actual tempo, and while you were doing this the thing on the piano, echoey thing on the piano, I was already having this paused and waiting for you, and that worked sometimes. So in the rehearsal, so I was hoping that strategy would work on the day. Nearly worked.
Yeah, the reason the conductor can't conduct in a new tempo is suddenly the choir's just got one held note. So for the choir, it makes no sense at all for their held note to suddenly happen with a really fast conductor's beat. So.
Well, now we have the solution. I will be the conductor.
Oh, that's the solution. Yeah,
editing all this footage of practice from day 1 to day. What's your impression?
The thing that I noticed much more was when you were working technically on your instrument, working out certain things, distances between notes, getting used to certain shifts in position with the instrument and with the slide as well. So that can really take time to get used to.
So you didn't realise that so much before?
Well, you have more of a general idea that this isn't going to be just pick up the instrument and play it, And I think I asked you when I'd just written it, I showed you the passages and you said they're going to be difficult, but they're possible. And I probably heard the word possible more than difficult, but But yeah, you don't want to just change everything without trying.
Yeah, of course.
So,
of course.
and
I was willing to have a go.
Well, you did. Yeah, we didn't actually change any of that in terms of the notes. I didn't adjust any notes or rhythms, or necessarily even slow it down.
So is that the tempo you were imagining at the
Well,
end?
I think pretty much it was. It's certainly not a. I don't want it to sound like a blur of notes where everything's so fast it just washes over. It does need to sound really on the move, and also all these little points and sparks and fizzing energy. So I think you got that. Oh.
It's a camera there, right?
Where was I looking?
There.
Oh.
Anything else you want to say? Camera.
Apart from what was the most challenging part of the piece, which I know about already.
Okay.
How did it feel like improvising in a piece which is mostly set notes?
Set notes, as in your
composed, notes.
I think I quite like that, because I feel like I'm in a petite garden, and I can do whatever I like in this space. And then I actually keep finding different way of playing and making music, I think.
And afterwards it goes to a very fast bit. Well, how was it to change from improvisation to fast bit?
You know, once you know that structure is there, so that's okay. That's the most boring answer I've given.
How was it in the middle of playing a harmonica part?
Well, that part, I know you didn't intentionally writing that passage for show, but I just thought has to be played by that instrument, and the image of this Sakura music being associated with ancient Japanese melody, that's just for me natural way of thinking, and you can continuously playing by drawing and blowing, that it has the same note. But for harmonica, those two notes are draw notes. So two notes, draw. I can do maybe over 3 or 4 bars, but not 6 or 7 or 8 bars. So then what do you do if you cannot breathe in anymore? There's a breakage, and then start all over again. That's not the music that was happening in the music. It's much more, continuous sound. So did you think that would work as much as it did on
No,
the
I thought it would work. I thought it was interesting that we had this practical problem of a very long draw note, and then the solution was to use the show, and it brought a special colour. I knew that moment. I wanted that moment to be special, because it's really nice to have a fresh reed sound.
It just made a sense for me, because the song just goes, for me that song was, I don't know the word for English, but Yukyu no Jikan みたいな.
Whether it's ancient or timeless, or certainly coming out of the present time, and the show's very good for that.
This was like my first piece, especially written, for voices and harmonica, this combination. The sheer power of, people singing all together and in different parts for me. And sometimes it's just taking all my energy out, or attention away, and it's first run through. I was just trying this introduction of voice, and then I just simply forgot to coming in. In my stuff. I'm not the creator of this music. I just know the bits, my part. It's always nice. when everything pieced together and appreciating, oh, wow. Yeah. Well, thank you for watching my little attempt of showcasing what it's like to practice. It doesn't need to be boring all the time. There is a vision and there is a reality. There was a lot of messy bits that I kept on not be able to finish neatly, but that's all part of practice. A little by little you would be able to see a bigger picture of it, and when that piece together, that's really satisfying. I hope you are able to feel a bit of this excitement. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you again very soon. Bye bye.